I'm wearing a heart rate monitor to show you exactly how this boat will elevate.
One moment you're carving through the open sea like a missile, because your only target is the open ocean. The next, you're barefoot at anchor. The water still as glass, pure serenity. The VQ40 doesn't pick between adrenaline and calm. It's built to master both.
My name is Hego with YachtWay, and this is a Vanquish VQ40, the Dutch-built performance boat, the unlikely performance boat coming from Europe that has all the European flair, the comfort of a European powerboat, but a performance of an American muscle, which can hit triple-digit speeds, kilometers an hour, because, you know, Europe. So let's go check it out.
Welcome to the YachtWay Spotlight Series, the world's most modern website to find and buy your next yacht. We take them out, explore what makes them special, point out the clever and the questionable, and help you imagine what it's like once you own one. Vanquish Yachts, the Dutch builder that leaves no detail unnoticed. Yeah, that means even the ones you don't notice. From the compact VQ40 to the 115-foot flagship, each boat is hand-built for those who see perfection as standard. And if you are already part of the Vanquish owners group, you have access to their ultimate toys, the VQ11 and VQ16.
So all the way in the back, on the business end of the boat, this one is powered by triple Mercury V10 400 horsepower engines. And if you want to have this more of a European look, you can also opt for Volvo D6 stern drives, which would live under this large sunbed. With both options, what you do get is this passerelle that disappears into the boat when not in use, but you can use it as a gangway to get to the dock and from the dock to the boat, or you can also put it all the way down, so it makes coming back from the water extremely simple. And oftentimes it's not the case with outboard engines. Usually you see ladies kind of climbing like crocodiles to the dock or to the deck from the water. So this makes it very elegant. Plus, you also have an ability to put two stanchion poles out, so it's even nicer to have something to hold on to. By the way, if you like these videos, then hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe, because over 80% of you have not hit that subscribe button. And by the way, it's absolutely free to touch. Talking about touching, you also have a large sunbed, which I mentioned to you before. So this you can kick back, relax. I'm 6'1". I love the fact that you can sit over here, and this one is also angled, so it's comfortable. Plus you have the armrest, one on either side, so very plush. And if you're thinking maybe you want to lay down over here, well, that's something that you can absolutely do as well, because you see, you can do it sideways.
Everything back here is about living outdoors. The aft sunbed hides generous storage. Obviously with inboards, you do lose the generous space under the sunbed, which on this one is perfect to keep your toys organized and stored at. Not to mention, you have a Seakeeper stored right here as well that stabilizes the boat to the point you will question yourself, are we on water or on land? Additionally, beneath the cushions is where you'll find a hidden cooler box for your ice, along with storage bins perfectly sized for your snorkel gear and water toys.
By the way, every Vanquish comes with a backpack that has your tools inside, so nicely padded in the back. This is like a plasticky material, rubberish, so it doesn't damage any of the items on the boat or paint. So let's see what's inside. So you see you have your screwdrivers over here, circuit tester, and then more tools. Look at this. You have everything here. Whatever you may need, you have a toolkit. By the way, this is a brand new boat, so Vanquish gave us. They just dropped it off at our place, and they were like, okay, you guys test it. You guys let us know what you think. So here we are. We've been out now for, 5 hours? And we still have another half day to go to see what we can put it through. from the seating area, we're transitioning now underneath the hardtop, which is something that I want to talk more about. But first off, you have a galley area, or a summer kitchen, may I say. So you lift up this lid. This one is equipped with 2 sinks. Well, somebody's going to be interested in 2 sinks, but what I've heard is what you can also do is if you want to have a sink here and perhaps a barbecue here, you can most certainly do that. On the top, you have 3 spotlights on either side. So this area stays nicely illuminated here. Plus, talking about illumination during the nighttime, you also have the spotlights right around the deck as well. So keep this thing nicely lit up. Right below the galley area is where you have now 2 fridges. So you have 2 isotherm fridges. They're like fridge drawers. So just pull them out like this. And you also have one on the other side, same exact thing. And then in the dead center is where you have your dish drawer. So pull this out, so you have dishes inside. And also inside these pouches is where you can find all your cutlery. So this one happens to be a spoon bag. There you go. You have your soup spoons. Store these nicely here. And below that is where you have your glassware. By the way, these are not real glasses. They're like plastic. You know, they sound like glass. And if you look at it, it almost looks like a real glass also. And they sit inside the foam here, so they all have their own place. So when you're moving around, nothing rattles around here. So closing down the galley now, obviously when you're going full speed, you don't want this thing to slam open as you go. So what they have done, they have added these latches, one on either side, and they look like jewels. So these are actually made in-house, and you can see the hexagon shape, and you can see the V embedded right within. Now heading towards the helm station, but before we do, even though this is a European build, it is not lacking from a cup holders, which are very much expected here in the US. This boat has 12 cup holders just outside, 4 being right here. Welcome to the control center of the VQ40, the helm station, and quite a few neat little tricks over here. Number one, obviously you would want to be here to feel the sensation that this boat gives you while you're driving it, but also because you have this cutout here. Having an ability to turn on an AC fan, you know what? During the summertime, you might cool your hands here, and during the wintertime, if you maybe are a more northeast boater and you want to warm yourself up, you can turn up the heater. Right below that is where you have now dual Garmin 16-inch monitors. Obviously, you can configure these whichever way you like. This one, you can control your lights, interior, exterior, etc. You have a cup holder right here. You have your horn. And you also have a bow thruster, so you have a control unit right here, and obviously throttle controls. This one also comes with a joystick, skyhook, VHF control right next to that, and your engine keys right below that, and a footrest. Also, this seat you can configure in quite a few different ways. One, obviously you saw as I sat on it, you can push this one up, and now you can lean against it. What you also have here is a hidden cubby, which you can use whichever way you like. This one having a shorter windshield, but what I noticed, even by going 100 kilometers an hour, this is plenty enough high. But if you do want, I heard that you can actually have a windshield that goes all the way up. There are some owners who have already done it, so you do have this option. But what I do want to point out is the elephant in the room, the roof itself. First off, you have these large windows, cutouts, so for all these starry night rides that you may enjoy, or the sunsets that you may want to watch, or the skyline above you, this is a great way to do that. But that's not all. If you notice, it looks like this hardtop is floating. There are no columns towards the front, there are only 2 columns here. By the way, this is all carbon fiber, yeah? And these columns go all the way into the superstructure of the boat. So when we were going 100 kilometers an hour, I was thinking, how is this thing not moving? Like it does not shake. Just to show you how solid this one is, I'll do pull-ups over here. This is how solid this thing is. Like I can, whatever way you want me to yank this thing, it does not move.
You buy VQ40 for 2 reasons: to enjoy the outdoors or to run it as a chase boat for your super yacht. Sleeping space isn't why you're here for, but you do get a cabin, a place to wash up, change, or crash for a quick nap. And for that, it's absolutely perfect. Heading forward, the deep walkaround takes you to the bow lounge area, with grab rails on the side so you're steady even at speed. The seating converts into a sunbed for 4 to 5 people, and for a shade, you can add a carbon fiber poles, which, as you guessed it, are made in-house by Vanquish. Even when it's set up as a sunbed, you still get a forward-facing bench with armrests and cup holders right at your side. And then there's the anchor system, something every Vanquish deserves attention for. I might be a bit of an anchor connoisseur at this point, but there's nothing more satisfying than watching an engineering marvel go to work. Fully integrated stainless steel with a chain counter right on your Garmin monitor at the helm station.
If you were to ask me which car would I compare this boat with, I would say this one is like a Porsche GT3 Touring. It's not the RS. It's still comfortable, but it packs the punch that you want. It has triple 400 Mercury outboards. And I've heard actually that Vanquish has a secret department. And if you want, you could technically get this boat with triple 500s. I don't even want to imagine the speeds that boat would go, but this one goes over 65 miles an hour, over 100 kilometers an hour. And the beauty of it being a touring model, the GT3 Touring I may say, is that it keeps your wife's screams relatively lower level.
And when you're ready to take your VQ40 on a grand tour, you can plan out the trip on YachtWay with Nautix. Just set your starting point and destination, and Nautix instantly tells you how long the trip will take, your cruising speed, and it calculates your fuel consumption. Trust me, this tool makes you feel like a boating data wizard. It's the easiest way in the world to plan your next adventure.
This one being the outboard model now, it also has a step hold. And what does that mean? Well, it means wherever you point this thing, it'll just go. So for example, right now, we are pointing it to our port and it'll just go. We're gonna skip over the waves and it tracks, it makes you feel like you're a train conductor. It literally goes exactly where you point this thing. This is unbelievable. And if you look at the bow, even if we go through some chop over here, it stays 100% dry. There's not a single drop of water that comes in. And we're jumping over waves right now. You can literally see that. Unbelievable.
This may be Vanquish's smallest public model, but the attention to detail is on par with their 115-foot flagship. The ride is every bit as exhilarating as its larger siblings, and despite its size, it delivers the same kind of smiles and memories you'd expect from a 40-meter superyacht. You don't choose VQ40 to count cabins or shave budgets. You choose it because you're obsessed with perfection.
And just like this, my heart rate is back to normal. The Vanquish VQ40, the roller coaster you can tame, or a wild horse you can set free whenever you like it. Born in Europe, the very unlikely place for a performance boat. And if you don't believe me, then visit YachtWay.com and schedule a tour on this very boat and experience it yourself. As always, if you're looking to buy your perfect yacht, then visit YachtWay.com. It is the most modern yacht listing platform in the entire world where you can find boats like these. As always, thank you for watching and we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.